Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, the Time Flipper here. So today, it's a very improvised video. I really don't have like a any script prepared or anything like that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at these two identical looking watches and see how they're different. There's been a great deal of discussion sort of about this Heimdallr watches and how they compare to the Seikos, and particularly about this line of the Monster watches, So yeah, we're gonna take a look at these two and see which one you may prefer. Obviously, there's a great deal of difference in price and probably quality. I don't know. We'll take a closer look and we'll see. All right. So let me give you a little introduction here. Obviously, this is the famous Orange Monster. The version that I have, this is the made in Japan one, and this one is very, very rare. Obviously, you can't really buy these ones anymore. I mean, you can probably find one on eBay for $1,000 or more. But yeah, is it worth $1,000? No. Would somebody that really wants one spend $1,000? Yeah, probably. So yeah, I mean, these do sell for way more than what they used to be. So this is the original made in Japan Monster, and this one here is a recent purchase. It is the PVD red dial Monster by Heimdallr. Let's zoom in. It's actually a really nice watch. I put it on this red rubber strap that I ordered directly from them, and it only took a couple of days. Okay, maybe just a little over a week, because I only ordered the strap. I should have ordered the whole thing with the watch, and I know these are sold out or something like that. But yeah, it's a great watch. I never had a red Monster, so I kind of opted to get this one versus something else that's more common. So what are we talking about? Price wise, this is probably, I got this for about $150 dollars. I know they gave me a discount and whatnot. And this actually came on 2 extra NATO straps. They're free. And check out my video on this one. I'm talking about in more details about this one. So we're not gonna go over dimensions again. If you're familiar with this line of watches, then you probably know the dimensions already. Yeah, so let's see what potentially is different. So the first thing you're gonna notice is the Loom pip on this one. Let me see. So right here, right? This is raised. It's raised up, right? And on the Monster, it is the original one. It is not, right? So that's a pretty significant difference. I don't care about it that much. I mean, I have so many watches that I don't even know how much I'm gonna wear this one. But it's one of those things where, yeah, if you really care about it, it might bother you, but it does not bother me. All right, so next thing, I think one of them is thicker, okay? And I know they look very identical, but I measured it earlier, and let me see. I'm positive that, okay, so this one measures at 12.5 thickness, okay? And this one is 13.4. It's more like 5 if you do it from the center. Oh, okay. So it's 13.4. All right. So it is thicker. And the reason for that is because of the case back. And let me show you what I mean. All right. So the reason why the Heimdallr is a little bit thicker is because the case back sits a little bit higher. Okay. So they just have a more, I guess, solid, bigger, thicker case back compared to the Monster. And I have no problem with it. It actually feels great on the wrist. It's nicely engraved and whatnot. So, yeah. All right. So that's probably, those two things I showed you are probably the biggest differences that I've seen. Another one is, so the bezel, and you know, this is all black, so it's kind of hard to see, but the bezel feels a little bit sharper on the Heimdallr ones. That's probably due to the finishing, whereas on the Monster, the bezel is much smoother, at least on my made in Japan version, right? And just all around it looks smoother. Well, this PVD is pretty smooth on top too, so it's just, we're just talking about the sides here, right? So it's just, yeah, it's a little rougher there. It's probably the finishing. As far as bezel action, let's see, let's hear and let me know, what do you think? And mine actually lines up perfectly. I know there's been a lot of discussion about the Seiko quality control on these watches, but mine lines up perfectly. There's no issue whatsoever. So you can hear this one is very buttery, very nice and smooth. Let's hear this one. Does it line up well? Let's see. Yeah, it does. All right. So right off the bat, you can hear that this one is much louder. At least it makes more noise. I don't know if that tells you anything. I don't mind it. Most of my watches make actually this type of noise. So I don't know if it's something with the little spring inside. It's a little tighter. I don't know, but I have no problem. They both line up and they both sound good to me. So it's a personal preference, you know, but I just wanted to show you that. All right, another thing, and this, I'm gonna give more points to Heimdallr for this one. The crown, okay? The crown grips so much better on the Heimdallr than the Seiko. They've clearly have done something right, because it is just so easy to grip this. That's not to say that it's bad on the Seiko, but it's just, it's, you know, it's a little bit smoother on top, you know, just a different type of finishing. So, and then the other thing is, this crown on the Heimdallr is a little bit more out, and so it's easier to grip, right? Versus the Seiko, it's closer to the case, you know, it's not as out. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely just a smidge more out there. So it's hard to see, but you know, that's pretty cool. I don't know, I find that just easier to operate that way, so they get a lot of points for that. So outside of those things, you know, I can't really see any other major differences. I mean, obviously the shark teeth are sort of a I guess not white. So they're a bit of a different color, but that adds to the, you know, that just makes it a little bit different. It adds to the uniqueness of the watch. I would much prefer this type of color on the teeth than completely white. White matches well with this orange, and this matches pretty well with the red dial. So that's not that big of a deal to me, at least. We're gonna take a look at the Loom, obviously, but before we do that, let me show you how they sit on my 6.5-inch wrist, okay? And let's see. So, wrist check, I'm wearing my Zelos Damascus case and everything, and bezel. About 10 or 12 of these made with this type of dial, okay? You know, total of 30, I think. But they're with different dial configurations. So pretty happy to have this one. This, by the way, is running on an NH35, and it is keeping +1 for a 3rd day in a row. +1. You know that's pretty good, right? All right, so let me show you how the OG Monster sits on my 6.5-inch wrist first. And this is on a bracelet. All right. Pretty cool. And now, the more important thing, if you're considering buying this one, let's see. Let me get off camera for a second to do that. All right. All right. So, sorry, it's my second time putting on this one. All right. So that's how it sits on my 6.5-inch wrist. Very lightweight, pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So if you're considering the Heimdallr, I would recommend it. I think for what you're paying, you're getting a lot. We can't be that picky, guys. I mean, it's $150, and you're getting a pretty nice homage of the Monster, and overall, I like both. And yeah. All right, so last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check out the Loom. I'm gonna check out the Loom on all three. How about that? See what happens. All right, let's check out the Loom. All right. So we got the Heimdallr here. We got the OG Seiko Monster. And we got the Zelos down here. So, all right, let me put away the Zelos so you don't get distracted. So, yeah, it's, I mean, they're both bright, super bright. So there's plenty of Loom. Obviously the Seiko one is a little bit more, on camera it looks blue, but it's actually more on they're both glowing green. But the Seiko one is light green, whereas the Heimdallr is darker green. So, yeah, that's plenty of Loom, you know. You're not gonna be disappointed. So, all right, let's get back the light. All right, so guys, let me know, what do you think? Hopefully you found this somewhat helpful if you're considering purchasing one of these Heimdallr watches. I think they're awesome. And please remember to subscribe, give it a like, leave a comment. If there's anything else you want to see, you know, more comparison videos, I got a bunch of Zelos watches that I'm gonna compare as well. So let me know. All right, thank you.